2 more games left for today. If you're only just tuning in, it's Thursday, which means 5 games, and it's the final day of week 1 of the finals of PUBG Europe Contenders. It's quite a mouthful, all of this, right? In how long it is. In terms of games, though, we've had some great games today.
We have.
Very solid start from PGA team, right? Looked like just such a wonderful way of getting the job done. And they just looked like it was like such a... It's so weird to try to explain it. It's like flawless, effortless like mode of just teamwork that was going in from them. But Airstation Mike, after that win, another 23-point game going their way. And PGA team, remember, went out in 16th place with 0 points. That's seen them duplicate. They are both on 127 points.
Yeah, especially with Airstation Mike, who got 0 points in the second game of Wrangle today. I said they needed to come in to Miramar into the first game we just had in Miramar and get a good result. And by God, did they do it. Fantastic result. I think it's their best map overall. But then looking overall, like, again, like, better luck next time. We talked about it. They got 8 points in the first game in Miramar, all from kills alone. So we know they can frag out. We know that they can be aggressive. But get it late game as a full squad and it'll be able to work out. Whereas Uni, they've shown kind of signs of strength, but still lying down in 14th place. Same with Northern Lights and Team Moops. And even Tempest, they're just about holding on to that 12th place with 68 points, only 7 ahead of Northern Lights.
Tornado, though, closer and closer towards that top 8. We're not seeing what we need to see from them. We're not seeing what we've seen from them in the past, that's for sure. But they're slowly but surely trying to get there. Moops, I've got to hope for them either in this game or the Sanok game, things quickly turn around because I never expect to see them in 15th place. That's for damn sure.
I didn't at all. And like, it's not just the fact that they're kind of down low. It's a fact that every kind of bad performance or every low game performance they have as you get further through the competition, all it's doing is it's creating a bigger gap and giving them a harder... it's giving them more work coming into later stages because they're going to be further away from the teams ahead of them, and that's always so tough. It's no problem being in 12th, 13th, or 14th within the first week where you're only 7, 10, 12 points, but when you're in that position at the end of week 2 and like 25, 30 points behind, that's when it spells trouble. Yeah,
it's when those gaps start to become significantly larger. And Cormac, we talk about this. I just look up towards the top left. Match 16 out of 48. At the beginning of the week, we said 48 seems like so many, and already we're getting closer and closer towards the halfway mark. The circle is nice and fair this time around. We're more towards the north, but it's not too bad at all. A lot of teams will already find themselves within it. As last crew and Better Luck Next Time. Better Luck Next Time take Valdemar. Last crew take Prison pretty much, just towards the east of it. But these guys will now have a really tough rotation to make.
Well, tough enough, but Better Luck Next Time do have a kind of an easy path where they can take that west coastal road, go past El Pozo into kind of outside Le Cabriera and hold on to that kind of top mountain. But it's like we talk about, that rotation has to come out kind of quickly and they have to do it as a full team.
Yeah, before the other teams start to get there. That's for damn sure. 3D Max, though. We want to see that kind of style of 3D Max work on Miramar because it hasn't so far. In terms of what they've been able to do on a Wrangle, they clearly feel very comfortable on it and how they approach the situations. But that thing we saw towards the end on this one previously where they had 4 alive, they pushed down, they wanted to take the fights, they lost 2, and then they found themselves on the back foot and had to disengage. That is the less than ideal fights they want to be taking.
We know what they can do, and sometimes it's going to go your way, other times it won't. I just feel like at least today, there could be a pattern where we saw against Quick Math. They lost out against Quick Math. They lost out against Tornado Energy. That can play on their minds, especially when we have 5 games today, right? Like at the end of the day or the end of the week, you can kind of reset. That's fine, and go into the next week kind of refresh. But when you're going game after game, and you've had 2 games where kind of you've lost team fights that you know as a team that you can win because you're confident, and you don't. It's kind of like, oh, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, what did we do wrong? What has happened? And all things where we were kind of critical of Better Luck Next Time, they still, because of the solo player at the end, walked away with 8th place, but 8 kills because they did get active. And we say this, BetterLuckNxTime can fight. All of these teams are here for a reason, right? They've shown us what they can do. But when you then put the best of both regions, or both groups, sorry, together, then it becomes such a fight where it's, well, who really is on that top level? And if you can't fight off here, if you can't do well on a consistent basis within this group, then what do you think is going to happen when you have to take on some of the PUBG Europe League teams?
Yep, that is exactly it, because that's what the teams that do qualify, it's going to be the top 12. They will have to go up against the bottom 4 PL teams, and they're not going to rest. They're not going to rest on their laurels of kind of dropping into promotional phase of PL. They're going to push the 12 teams that make it through. It's definitely going to be tough.
We're watching Snoopy go for a jog. He obviously wasn't warmed up enough going into Miramar. The sun was beating down on him. He said, I'm going to take some layers off. And he said, well, I'm not sweating enough now. I won't be as fluid with my movement as I need to be. I won't hit the shots I want to, so I'm going to take a longer route to run in and meet my teammates.
Hey, look, exercise is an important part of esports and being at the top of your game. When you're able to just run around and find the exercise. But no, like the teams are definitely trying to make their way through to the kind of center part of the circle. More often, Quick Math, you have Unity, you have Airstation, Mike, and even Team Moops, all kind of in a central area of this phase 1 circle just outside San Martin.
Now, the good thing here for Last Crew is they've got all of Prison, Los Higos to themselves. They can find and get whatever they want to do here, but it's the vehicles that are going to be most important, which is what Rip's looking for at the moment. And that's to ensure they can rotate up, because it's quite a way to go for these guys.
One kind of odd option, but it could work out for them if they did want to. I don't know if there's any kind of boats in Miramar around kind of Los Higos area, but it could be an option. But either way, you're gonna have to try and make their way through the Boom and Northern Lights. You're gonna find each other.
Spiro ready to go through that door. Smokes are down. The Boom on the other side of it. The Boom climbs out, and that's just unfortunate for the Boom. He thought, I can make a quick escape. He can hear the footsteps around him, but he never expected the player to be that close. His teammates cannot do anything about it, and Northern Lights will take the opening kill here.
Feels bad, man, as now Team Moops getting close to Airstation Mike. Team Moops have the high ground, but Airstation Mike do have the compound. And as I talked about, a lot of these teams are kind of in the same area in the central part of the circle. So as much as Team Moops have the high ground, I think they realize with information that it's not really worth pushing down onto one team alone, that they have to be aware that there's a lot of teams around them. If they peak too hard, if they peak too quickly, they can get third party.
I like this little setup from BetterLuckNxTime. Hold it on the road for now, see if someone else is going to rotate around. They're hoping they're going to see the Last Crew players. That's who they're waiting for. They knew they dropped close by. And considering the blue is pushing them already, BetterLuckNxTime will take the damage. So Kissick and Faultlessly have already started their rotation up there. Kissick's just about to go past El Pozo and Faultlessly past Montenuevo. Where for the Last Crew players, Jappy's further behind, but they're now all just going through Valdemar. If they decide to go on this western side and take a similar route to BetterLuckNxTime, both Arctics and I think it's Fates. Yeah, Fates there as well. They'll be able to just sit there and take plenty of shots towards these guys. And Last Crew are going that way, but BetterLuckNxTime have jumped in the vehicles.
No way!
The timing!
Oh, feels bad, man. They could still catch him off up the road, but that would have been a really good spot because they had each side of the road overlooking and it was high ground. Perfect opportunity, but feels bad, man. Making overall, I suppose, making the safe call, right? To make their way into the circle and join the rest of the BetterLuckNxTime team. And considering where they are in the standings, I'm going to give them a pass and say, hey, look, it's the safest choice.
But how long will they be safe for? Because eventually they'll be working their way in. Kissick stopped up towards Crater Fields. And if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, we've been looking at the map stream doing this because not too much else is happening around the rest of this. Double once again. Leading the charge for Moops. Finds himself the first one onto off-string. But he's going to be under pressure back from Mans. This can be a trade-out 1-for-1. Where are the rest of the Moops players to try and help him out? Milky Way have to be careful, though.
So just nowhere to be directly seen for now. Either way, yeah, you're dead right. Milky Way do have to be careful.
Just because they took them shots, but it's not just the Moops they've got to worry about. So many other teams close by. PG18 are getting closer to them as well. Yeah, Ubica straight away onto DP.
Yeah, the third party income through. PG18 coming in from the east side of the circle, making their way through, connects on, and just confirm that kill onto DP right now as this phase 2 shifted down south. So the majority of these teams are on the north side of the circle. Minas Generales, Junkyard, La Bandita, all of that is unoccupied.
Look at last crew. They were just about to pop out and continue up north, and now they've just instantly gone down south. For better luck next time, they're just thinking, what on earth? We've just got here.
Yep.
They just went round Crater Fields and now started to come back into it. Now, they can get easily into the circle, but it's just moved further away to make their lives difficult. There's Double. He was brought back up to life. They couldn't get the finish off onto him, so Moop stand 4-man strong. iZoom's gone down as well and instantly killed off Milky Way. They just can't find a spot to sit and chill in.
No, they can't seem to chill out. Max relax, all cool. Outlaws, man.
Wow.
Taking down to about 5 health. What the hell? How did not? Oh man, how do you manage to survive that? 'Cause look at all the people around him. Like,
Elgig shooting at him. Airstation Mike shooting at him. His car was on fire. And now he finally just sits there alone and says, well, I'll just wait for someone else to forget about me. Maybe I'll be able to escape. But either way, it's going to be on foot from here.
well, the good thing is that he's inside the circle, quite central. He's on his own, and because there's plenty of teams around him, nobody's going to really go super aggressive on him. It's not worth any of the teams around him to go in for that one person. So for now, if he doesn't, once he doesn't peek too much, he should be safe.
Because of where this circle's gone, there's plenty of compounds. There's plenty of hillsides for teams to sit on, which we'll see some long distance fights early on, but we're not going to see so many up close and personal unless someone wants to just try and jump on and breach a compound and steal it away from a team. But for now, people seem to have where they want to sit.
Like, you have Northern Lights there kind of rotating from the south. Jokers had rotated up from the east, so they have a nice spot on the high ground. And PG18 kind of avoided and then kind of find their own spot then just to the north of where Jokers are. So, yeah, these teams finding their spots. It's more up in the northwest side where it's going to get a little bit more action-packed outside San Martin where you have Tornado Energy. You have YMCA, and then up to north of that you do have Quick Math and Team the side of Unity. But kind of Quick Math kind of realizing that there's potentially a bit more space in the northeast side where they can just kind of get away from the action for now, but it's only as this 2-man, leaving 2 a little bit closer away from Unity.
Now for YMCA this time around, Sakura, we can see him in the distance, but Sampula is going to go up towards him. Well, they're all making the rotation over. Okay, so they're going to group back up at this one. Smart decision. As teams start to get a little bit closer towards them. Tornado aren't far away either. Better luck next time. Still not got themselves within the circle just yet. They've got plenty of time, though. It's still early days. They're going to come down on the eastern side of water treatment. But Quick Math aren't too far away from that either.
Definitely not, as we do also see Last Crew have just made their way into the circle from the south. So the 2 teams that had landed down at the very south of the map for the drop, should I say, now getting into this phase 2 circles. Phase 3 is going to be exposed. Where is it going to shift? Is it going to go back down south? Is it going to head up north or stay quite central? Actually goes down to the southwest direction.
Now, Last Crew are going to be happy with that because they're only just getting within the circle and they're taking a few shots at the Northern Lights players, but they won't have compounds to sit behind. They have to play off the lines. For Jokers, it's not too hard to get in it either. For the likes of PG-18, you're going to have to fight your way out of your compound.
Yeah. Whether that was example of Melman kind of taking each other out, so to speak, or one taking out the other, that just slows their rotation down a little bit, to be perfectly honest. And the other 2 members of Tornado Energy are going down towards the west side of San Martin to get into the circle. So all these teams rotating. Last Crew are just going to find a spot they can kind of hold onto the edge outside Bandita if they want to, or even just spread out a little bit more evenly to overlook the teams like Northern Lights, InsideGames, and the likes of Jokers.
And Zelenso spotting out where Artix is heading towards. They're just driving on past each other as they continue these rotations. And BetterLuckNxTime do finally make it closer and closer towards this circle as it continues to move away from them. Maybe they're the magnet that pushes it the other way around. Every time BetterLuckNxTime get close to the circle, it decides to shift further away from them.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, indeed. Not catching a break in this game, at least. But now as they move away from Quick Math, they do get closer to Airstation Mike. Airstation Mike have a 2-2 split. 2 are inside the circle, 2 are outside the circle. The final, remember, of Milky Way, Mans is still in that little kind of open field shack/warehouse on his own, and it's still inside the circle, but just on the edge.
No problems here at all for Elgig. They will probably have to move on the next circle unless they get some luck going their way. Kissick tries to spray some players down as they continue their rotation. But he gets a face full of lead at the same time. He's going to heal himself back up, but he still has to try and escape, and that car does not look healthy.
No. Oh no, that vehicle's down to very low health. Not long before that's going to be blown up. It's smoking, but it's not stopping him, and he's actually getting closer to Quick Math.
Does not want to take any damage towards him. They're going to spray him down. Instantly, Kissick falls, and that won't be a single chance for him to continue on this game.
Nope.
Moops, though, they're now engaging with PGA team. McCrent down on the floor, needs to be picked up. He's very low on health. Deezy's trying to get close to him just in the nick of time, able to get the job done, but Double sideswipes him, sprays him down, gets 1 kill and gets a knock in there as well. Yubica's going to try and make this work, but Double turns away and doesn't actually spot him out in time. This means Yubica could come around the side and try and help his teammates out, but he is actually the only one with a good chance in this, and his teammate then gets finished off, so now there's no point to try and go for it.
And that's why sometimes it's not worth going for the revive. You're just better off letting that player die out, but now it's BetterLuckNxTime. They connect onto Quick Math, getting sweet revenge for that kill earlier on.
And neither of these teams, BetterLuckNxTime or Quick Math, are in the new circle. We've got Graveyard pretty much central to it. Diggory goes down next. Peltzage just trying to duck and dive around all the bullets coming towards him. Slowly he's taking damage. It's the Unity players doing it long range. Snoopy goes down to the zone, though. On his knees for now, at least. His teammates are not close enough to help him out.
Fate was revived up by Faultlessly, so that does keep them as a 2-man team. As far as I know, Peltzage is the only one that's left standing for Quick Math.
He doesn't want to take that damage, though. Has to move. Has limited cover. Wants to take the shots. There's a nade coming out closer to him. Just scaves over him, hits the rock and bounces away, but Peltzage, he takes damage from the side. It's 3D Solar to do the damage. Quick Math going to be your first team out in 16th place.
And now swiftly followed by Milky Way. Mans just decides to take the kill away from anybody else and goes out in 15th place. So 14 teams, 45 players. These teams rotating in down south, trying to make their way into circle. You have Tornado Energy are down the southwest side, looking in the direction Northern Lights. There's also 3D Max are outside the circle, but they're taking shots by InsideGames.
Now Moops tried to take the eastern side and rotate down to the south, but they met heavy resistance from Jokers. 2 players lost as they rotated round, which means they'll just have to try and hunker down in the southern side. Northern Lights are still holding this position. They've got Tornado in front of them, InsideGames elsewhere, just further up north. 3D Max have Noki split far away from the other 2 remaining players. I'm not sure what he wants to try and do here, other than not be seen.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. That split was a little bit tough, but I don't disagree with it. It just all depends on how the likes of Solo and Furex just hold on to where they are located, as their station mic are getting very, very close to where 3D Max are.
ghostar spraying out against Klib. Klib already found the knock onto Marcelek. ghostar trying to work the advantage here. Trying to find any sort of opening, but every opening he finds, they're also covering. Shots coming out towards him. His teammates are falling around him. And ghostar, KnorkiS. Now just KnorkiS on his own. ghostar taken down by the blue, and he will just die out. Clib pushing forward, but is KnorkiS going to be ready for it? Headshot landed, and KnorkiS, that's the way you get the job done. But can you handle the pressure from the remaining players? Hjort coming round, there's already a nade going out. He's not done yet. KnorkiS believes he can fight this off. Wookie dives it straight into him. What are you doing, Wookie? That is not how you're supposed to play it out. Hjort from round the side, 1 health on KnorkiS. He does go down, but that cost Temper so much.
There was no need for that to happen. I understand the first one, right, because that's a bit of a surprise, but there's no way that second kill should have happened. That should have been Tempest reacting a lot quicker. As Sek gets put down to 3 health, put a grenade from his teammate in the direction of Faultlessly from BetterLuckNxTime. But he manages to dance around away from that grenade. As will the Kobe come through? I don't think that's quite in the right direction. Nope, not quite.
Good teamwork here from the Jokers, though. One backs away, another one pushes forward. Orange is able to finish off Faultlessly, so BetterLuckNxTime out in 13th place.
That will put Jokers on high alert, I'll tell you that much. As Compa is trying to look for Northern Lights, sees that knockdown, but doesn't go for it. He's going to turn his direction onto OK Bro without Kobe, who's down to very low health. Airstation Mike get taken out in 12th place after winning the first Miramar game. 3D Max shut them down.
And that's a 3D Max that also have big splits going on. Solar and Furax up in the northeastern side of the circle. Noki down in the southwest. Moops are the next to fall, and they only had 2 alive from an early part of this. And now they'll pay the price. Northern Lights eating so much damage here. Nades going out. Perfectix low on health. Deep just trying to hide himself away.
And with that phase 5 circle shift up north, a lot of these teams that were down south, they are fighting against this impending blue zone that's closing in. It's hurting the likes of Tornado Energy a little bit, but more so the likes of Northern Lights. As InsideGames, they can just kind of camp the edge of that circle. They still have 4-man strong, and it is a 2-2 split.
Last crew trying to fight off against Jokers here. Nades were going out, but they weren't connecting just yet. Last crew do have players knocked, but they're trying to get the revive in. Jappy's on top of that one. Moon and Daboom are the ones that we look at, but Daboom has already died out, which means Jokers now need to show us what they've got with this 3-man team. They've got the compound, and they have all the information as to where Last crew are. Good spray coming in from Tab, but he doesn't connect all the shots. I think only 1 or 2 connected just then, and he instantly fall back because he knows he's going to be outgunned.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of smoke there, kind of hiding against him, so it was wise for him to back off now. Zampeek finds Aliyah. Tornado Energy are taken out in 10th place. I said that was going to be good for InsideGames to kind of camp the edge of that circle. They've taken out Tornado Energy. Now it's just deep from Northern Lights because Spiro is knocked down in the blue zone and will most likely go down.
I like this from Last crew. You dealt with Jokers, now you'll push away. You don't want to fight this for too much longer. You could end up running into InsideGames, though, who have been sat around Graveyard for quite some time. Deep is still on his own and managed to survive the blue, which is still beyond me, especially at this phase. Yubica also taking the damage, working his way forward. He spots out one of the Joker's players, instantly goes in for the kill. An extra point grab for PG-18, and Yubica will just try and heal his way up now.
Oh, Pixix is now flanking around a little bit, looking for deep. This is going to be... Oh, no! The Kobe from Zampeek! Perfectly executed. As Moon then gets a kill onto PG-18. They get eliminated by Jokers. Jokers kind of redeeming in the last game with holding onto a compound as Odstrelovac. Now, the likes of InsideGames have to protect themselves against Last crew.
Good nade usage here coming out from the InsideGames players, but is it going to be enough? Rip trying to hide himself in. That nade looked on point, and it does knock him down. Now they need to go in for the kills, but there's still more players to find. There's
also Jokers in the high ground looking down below that could go against InsideGames. Unity are taken out in 11th place. The grenade meta showing up strong with the kill feed.
7th place, not 11th. We're not that far down yet.
Wow, okay, sorry, my bad.
You were adding some additional teams to this game, mate.
Oh, man.
There was a lot happening at once, and InsideGames, well, they're going to bring seniks back up. Zampeek now needs to join in with the rest of his team, but they're still not inside the circle. That is the main problem.
Yeah, and AK's skills from Last crew is kind of a lot closer, not quite in the circle, but is potentially able to capitalize on InsideGames being further away, and there's still Noki as well from the 3D Max down south.
Ooh, sure. Finds the set. Moon's going to get the revive in, but again, as soon as that circle starts moving, These teams are going to struggle. He had a vehicle, right? Did he have a bike somewhere? Yeah, there's a bike back there. He's not going to want to run in after that. Moon's going to go for it. All right. Take some extra damage. Now, Sek, come on, heal up, get on with me, and let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, no! He's left them!
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I wonder if that was miscommunication or if that was actually a calculated decision. Say, okay, you stay there.
Yeah. Could be a bit of a bait, maybe.
Yeah.
To allow Set to potentially get down, but it doesn't matter because Set is out of the equation now, and he will die out to the blue, which will leave Moon all on his own behind this rock. Last crew will go out before that, though, in 6th.
That was all. I thought last crew I thought he might be able to do more, but InsideGames obviously reacted very effectively. There's still Noki there. Noki's peeked down. Is he going to find on Zampeek? He's just looking. He's waiting. Zampeek is just jumping up and down. No idea. Oh no! What?
Noki, that's awkward. Aiming a little bit too high on that one. Won't get the finish off onto him just yet. Oh, more shots coming out. Moon struggling behind this rock. Plenty of smokes down to give him as much cover as possible. Zampeek's been able to crawl so far away. seniks going to throw a smoke on top of him, try to revive him. But they're well aware that Noki's close enough by.
But I don't think it's worth going for the revive because of time constraints and the fact that they do have to get into the circle. It's going against them. But he's going to go for the revive. Credit where credit is due. Try and stay as a 4-man team. All the while the other 2 members in InsideGames are getting a lot closer to the final member of Jokers. That is Moon.
So the reason that one was worth it is because the blue wasn't moving yet, right? So they can still have the time, and he already threw the smoke down. If the blue was already moving, then yes, it wouldn't have been worth it because it would have been too much risk, and Zampeek might not have been able to heal himself up in time.
You're dead right as Tempest goes down in 5th place.
Joker's closely behind him. Loki's just hanging on, man.
That was at least an extra replacement point for Jokers.
Best of a bad situation, you can call that one. And remember, we still got this split from 3D Max. I acted like Noki was just on his own, but I forgot all about Solar and Furax have been chilling on this eastern side as a 2-man for the longest. Noki eventually gets tapped away. It's YMCA to get the job done. And they've got vehicles to get the hell out of there with as well.
But at least that does give information and communication to the rest of his 3D Max team to say, okay, look, YMCA are on the west side.
Kajuti. But, like, you just fully sent it. No one shot at you. I was wondering how long you're going to get away with this. He then takes some shots at Zampeek, and he wants to continue the charge forward. He's miles away from the rest of his teammates, and I don't think he understands how close some of these inside game players are to him.
That's why I kind of saw your arms kind of going, what the hell is going on?
Just looking like...
That's why I kind of stopped, like, you know, because I knew you wanted to mention it. Oh, man.
Well, I was more expecting if he went further forward, he was just going to his death on his own. Kamikaze style.
Oh, man.
How cool would it be, right, if you could ride a bike on PUBG, if you have 2 grenades and you just hold onto the grenades in your hands, flip over a mountain and just, like, suicide yourself with it. And you can still take them out. How cool would that be?
That would be absolutely awesome.
That has to be some gangster Hollywood PUBG stuff, man.
Oh, man. They should make it into, like, a PUBG movie or something.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what we get at one of the big tournaments, right? Okay, PUBG Corp, if you're listening, I want to see someone with, like, I don't know, also, like, not glow sticks, the fire lights. You know, the ones where they hold them and the fire starts going. He goes no hand and he does a backflip on the bike.
Of course.
I'm down for all that good stuff.
Make it happen.
Who also needs to make it happen is the InsideGames players. They are in the best position possible, but they're still not in the circle. Like, they've got all 4 players left alive. They're going up against a 3-man and a 2-man. They don't have the full information on where the 3D Max players are. Now that's awkward for Zampeek. This is the worst time he wants to be healing. Kajoti, I'm hoping they still remember he did this and pushed up because he took shots at Zampeek. He could be the thorn in their side here.
He could be the thorn in everybody's side, to be honest, because if he's not looking in InsideGames direction, he could gladly be looking in the direction of 3D Max.
Only problem here for him is he's got no grenades. Plenty of first aids and meds to use. seniks starts off with the first kill, though, and that's 3D Max going down in 3rd place. But that's another solid position for 3D Max here today.
YMCA, as usual, find him in the top 2 with only 3 kills. But they go for placement results. When it does work out, it does work out indeed.
InsideGames might bypass Kajoti here. Oh, this is huge, and the smokes are starting to fade as well. He's going to have so much if he ever pokes this.
Yeah.
Question is, will they be looking in his direction? If the rest of his teammates can keep him busy, there is a world where YMCA win this.
Yeah, because I think InsideGames are kind of a little bit too close together. You could say they're not really spread thin enough to find the
This is
angles.
it.
There he goes. Zampula connects onto Odstrelovac. Kajudi is making his way forward. The rest of YMCA are reacting. And that's going to be kill confirmed for Zampula.
And he's so cautious, right? And I would be as well. Your heart's probably beating a mile a minute, but now's the time to strike. seniks goes down as well. If he can sneak attack any of these players, it's going to be the game-winning moment. Pixel spraying away, though, well aware that Sakura's got close, but no one has any idea of Kajoti. He starts off strong. They manage to continue it on, and YMCA take the win with 7 kills. Out of nowhere, side-swiping InsideGames.
And just that forward thinking in the final minutes.
Yeah.
Like, just to Kajudi just to kind of flank around.
So good.
He was so cautious, so clever. Great teamwork by the rest of his team to kind of distract InsideGames. And the fact that InsideGames were a full team, you got to say they should have looked to maybe have been more aggressive and to push on forward, because you know that's kind of like 4 against 3, or at least it could be 4 against 2 against 1, because you might not know there's only one team left. Either way, you know when you're InsideGames, you have that man advantage. It seems like they didn't really play like that towards the end, that they were just hoping to smoke out and find an opportunity from there, and it didn't work out.
Interestingly enough, though, I think for Kajiti, because when I was looking at him move forward, I thought, oh, God, because the bike makes a lot of noise. Yep. Then he took shots at Zampeek, and I'm thinking, well, they definitely know you're here, you're going to die. So that's not on YMCA. It's a great move that you made, but normally a team would try and challenge that or take him down. So the fact he was able to be forgotten about is just huge, and it's his patience that paid off there.
It did, because he didn't make... This was it. This was KnorkiS just taking out one member of Tempest Club, and then just in the same direction, like... Yeah, I know Hjor kind of got revenge, but it shouldn't really have happened.
Now, interestingly enough, a lot of these teams struggled to get kills on the board this time around. Yeah. We saw... So let's break this one down. 8th place for PG18, 2 kills. Unity, 3 kills. Last Crew, 1 kill. Tempest, 4 kills. Jokers and 3D Max with 6 kills each. 7 kills on YMCA for the win, but the big one was InsideGames with 12. Spoiler alert.
Look, even though they didn't get the win, to get 12 kills and a 2nd place, considering where they overall are in the overall standings, that's going to be a great boost to their cause.
And that'll actually help them. They'll take 1st place overall InsideGames just because of that. Not as in the whole week, but as in like 1st place for this game in particular. For this game. For that match. Yeah. Despite coming out in 2nd, they still walk away with the 1st. So 2 teams again, Airstation, Mike, and Milky Way with 0s on the board. Tornado only getting that 1 kill in, and it was a 10th place with that. Again, I'm starting to worry for Tornado. We saw them step up when it was pressure on. Maybe that's what they need, to be under so much pressure that they're like, oh, God, we're not going to make it. And then they come alive again, and we see what we used to see from them. But InsideGames and YMC, only 1 point between them. 3D Max not too far behind, alongside Jokers as well. Unity still ticking away, getting it done, still finding their footing in this.
Like, 3D Max have been probably the most consistent team today. I think in the first game it was, they got 5th place. In the second game they ended up in 3rd place, and in the 3rd game they went out in 6th place. So they've had some really consistent games today.
Look at Zampeek though. 3 kills ahead of anyone else getting close to him, hence why they were able to do so much damage regardless. And the head-to-head will see a lot more damage from the InsideGames players. Remember, they came up from the south as well, so for a while, that was where most teams were heavily focused. It was all at the very first phase, all at the north. Then it hard shifted down south. Everyone chaotically spread themselves down there. But it was the teams like your 3D Maxes and your YMCAs who didn't overly push on the rotate, who managed to pay the best off there because they actually sat in a good location from the very beginning.
It's an interesting game indeed for a second game in Miramar.
Yeah, different style this time around.
And I think overall, kind of, again, these games have generally been a lot kind of cleaner and slower pace in a good way compared to yesterday's games. And I think that kind of allows these teams just to kind of show us what they have in their rotations and their team fights.
Well, one more game left, Mr. Cormac. We're going to Sanok for our final game of today and this week overall. Guys, we're going to break. As always, we'll see you very soon.